Oh, God. Action. Action.
What's up, everyone? I'm Juma,
And I'm Hamoudi.
and we're going to go through all the fad diets that are out there, and we're going to tell you which one's best for you and how they work. So first one we're going to go through is keto.
What is the keto diet, though? Keto is a high-fat, very low-carb, moderate protein diet. Basically, what you're doing is using fat as your main source of fuel, putting you in a state of ketosis.
And the way that really works is by taking out an entire macronutrient, by taking out carbs completely from the equation, you are limiting the food that you eat throughout the day and essentially just putting yourself in a calorie deficit by doing that. So keto is pretty much just a really fancy calorie deficit. All right, so the next diet we're going to talk about is intermittent fasting. And it's not really a diet, it's just a way of structuring your eating. So intermittent fasting is really focused on how you eat, not so much what you eat.
Yeah, usually the most common numbers we've seen is 16 and 8 hours. 16 hours of not eating, 8 hours of eating whatever you want. Kind of whatever you want.
Yeah, and then outside of this 8-hour eating window, you can have like 0-calorie drinks, usually black coffee and water are what people will allow. But the way intermittent fasting helps you lose weight is by restricting when you eat so that you can't fit in all the same meals you had throughout the day in that small little window. So it creates a calorie deficit by eliminating all the other meals that you were eating normally outside of that window.
That's intermittent fasting.
All right, and the next common diet that we usually see is detoxes. And these come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, but they all revolve around one kind of idea.
Which is just flushing out your entire system by using the bathroom as much as possible, whether through fibers and all these other different types of contraptions.
Yeah, so they usually, work with smoothies, liquids, all kinds of other things.
Teas.
Yeah, and they all claim to, by not eating so much, you are ridding your body of toxins, which your body normally does on its own, but because you're not eating so many solid foods, it puts you on this calorie restriction, like once again, and essentially helps you lose weight through that.
Detox.
All right, and the next diet we're going to talk about is the Paleo diet. Very common, very popular.
The idea behind the Paleo diet is no processed foods. Literally think of caveman era, where literally just eating whole foods, whole grains, straight meat from the animal.
Yes, avoiding any kind of processed foods. And the idea is to reduce inflammation in the gut, which it has practical applications and it is useful for some people. But again, the idea is by reducing high calorie processed foods, you're putting yourself again in a calorie deficit and ultimately losing weight through that. So basically what all these fad diets have in common is they find different ways to create a calorie deficit. And that is just eating less calories than you're burning or burning more calories than you're eating. As long as you have less calories intook than outtaked, you will be losing fat. You don't have to restrict yourself so much like you do on certain fad diets if it doesn't work for you or if it's going to be hard for you. You just have to find a way to cut calories so that you can maintain it consistently, sustain it long term, so that you can see the results you need to see.
So that is fad diets, guys. Please leave any comments down below if you have any questions. Send us a message right down here.
Stay stupid.
Stay stupid.
You